Okay, sorry, I got cut off. Let's move on to a cube. So with a cube, every face is a square. So let's see how many faces we have. One on top, then four around the middle here, and one on the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 faces. How many edges? So 1, 2, 3, 4 on top, then 4 going down. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that 3 fours, or 3 times 4 is 12. So a cube has 12 edges. How many vertices? So remember, vertices are where our edges come together, or corners, you can kind of think of them as. So how many vertices on a cube? 1, 2, 3, 4 on top, and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bottom. So 2 fours, or 2 times 4 is 8. So a cube has 8 vertices. If I look at a net of a cube, there you can see the 6 faces, and you can put them together in a cube. Okay, moving on. We have 2 more important words to learn. We have the words pyramid and prism. So it's important that we know what these words mean, and then it's easy to talk about 3D shapes that are pyramids and 3D shapes that are prisms. Okay, so the easiest is a pyramid. Think of an Egyptian pyramid. So a pyramid is a shape that has one flat face on the bottom, and then it comes up to a point at the top, like an Egyptian pyramid, and all of these faces around the sides are triangles, and the bottom could be a variety of shapes. Normally we think of a pyramid as having a square base. So if we want to get really technical, we could say this is a square-based pyramid. A prism has 2 of the same faces opposite each other, and then rectangles that connect them. So it's easiest to talk about a triangular pyramid versus a triangular prism. Okay, so let's picture it in our heads. What does a pyramid look like? Right, an Egyptian pyramid. So what would make it a triangular pyramid? The bottom is a triangle. So the base or the bottom is a triangle. So we say it's a triangular pyramid. So this face at the bottom has 3 triangle faces that come up to the top to one vertex at the top, or a point. So what is a triangular prism? A triangular prism has 2 triangles, one on each end, and then it has rectangular faces that connect the 2 triangles. So you could have, let's go back to pyramids for a minute. Okay, what would the name of this shape be? Like we talked about, the bottom of the square. So a square pyramid. Often this one just gets called a pyramid. What's this shape called? A triangular pyramid. You could have all sorts of kinds of pyramids that just have different shapes on the bottom. So pretend the bottom is a pentagon, a shape with 5 sides. You would have 5 triangles coming up to a point. You could have an octagonal pyramid. So what shape would be on the bottom? An octagon, like a stop sign. And then it would have 8 triangular sides coming up to a point. So now let's look at some examples of prisms. The most common triangular prism, like we looked at. Okay, so 2 triangles opposite each other, joined by rectangular sides. So what would this shape be called? Think in your head. So that's the one side. Opposite side is the same. What shape is it? Joined by rectangles. The ends are rectangles, so this is a rectangular prism. This one's technically a square on the end. Often these get called rectangular prisms too, but if we wanted to get really technical, we could call it a square prism. Okay, what would the name of this shape be? Yes, I borrowed these from Arias. Okay, so how many sides? That's the first thing to figure out, is what is the name of this shape and how do we figure that out? Well, how many sides does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So a six-sided shape is called a hexagon. So this has two hexagons opposite each other, joined by rectangular faces. So this is a hexagonal prism. What else do I have? Try to hold that still so you can see it. Same face on the other side. So the first thing to figure out is, what is the name of this face? Well, how many sides does it have? It's 8 sides. Sounds like octopus. Octagon, like a stop sign. So this is an octagonal prism. Okay, so let's look at our sheet here. We have pyramid, and like I said, a square pyramid usually just gets called a pyramid because it's the most common one. But if we want it to be totally technical, it's a square pyramid. So how many faces? 1 on the bottom, and then there's a triangular side that comes up from each of there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many edges? 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 coming up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 edges. How many vertices? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Rectangular prism. Well, like I said, that's this. I'm gonna use this bigger one to look at. And a true rectangular prism, these ends are rectangles and not squares. But we'll use this big one because it's easier to see. So, how many faces? Well, if you know a cube, a rectangular prism is going to have the exact same amount because it's just a cube that's been stretched out, right? So, or technically a rectangle on the ends, not a square. So, let's go over it. How many faces? 1, 4 around here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many edges? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 fours or 3 groups of 4 is 12. How many vertices? 2, 4, 6, 8. Good job. Okay, last but not least is a sphere, which we can just think of as a ball. So this picture might have been confusing. The reason that they drew that other circle in there is that, so you know it's not a circle, which is 2D, it's a sphere, which is 3-dimensional. So how many faces? We're counting curved surfaces as faces, so 1. How many edges? None. How many vertices? None. I wanted to just show you these nets for a pyramid. I forgot to show you. So here is a net for a square pyramid. So there's the base, and you can see all these triangular sides coming up. So there's a square pyramid. And then here's the triangular pyramid. So a triangular base, triangular sides coming up to the top. And here is a triangular prism. 2 triangle sides. I'll show it to you this way. 2 triangle sides. And then the 3 rectangles coming together like a tent. and a rectangular prism, which I didn't quite make, but looking again like this. Okay, good job, you guys. Next week, I'm going to send a link in the assignments with these nets, just as an option. I know printing at home can be expensive, but if you want to print them and you want to cut them out, glue them, and make them, it will kind of make this make a little bit more sense. So thank you very much and good job on your math.